Hi friends. So we're gonna do a little snippets from the week in my life so I get a video up. And I am actually home with what I assume is COVID right now. Um, so more on that in a bit, I guess. But I want to show you a fun project that I just completed. So insert footage here. I'm out, same story. Hello. So I've got a new project. This is something that's going to finish out the furniture in my space. I'm still thinking what I want to do with this wall behind the couch is either paint it or do peel and stick wallpaper. I'm worried it's too textured for peel and stick, but I don't want to have to paint over something, so TBD on that. But for right now, we're gonna build a little table that's gonna go behind the couch. Okay, so we've got all our pieces laid out. Charging my phone with this awesome plug-in that it came with. And then I've just put up some fall decor. And fun facts, I have this little Hermes box and I put another charger in there for a USB-C, but it can be decor and storage. This is a little candle that smells like espresso and a notepad. And then, okay, so imagine the cord is not there, but this is what people would see if they were looking, for instance, Zoom view from my desk. What are you doing? High five? High five? Come on. Yes, good high five. Good high five. High five. Sure, high five. Or you just want to play with your breath? High five. Yes. Good girl. You bird. Good bird. Okay, so for the sit down part of this video, since I can't really go anywhere right now, I figured we'd talk about like some of the realities of living in New York. And that as magical and wonderful as it is, like I have absolutely no regrets living here, moving here. It is not all the magic the movies make it out to be. And I don't want to say like, the initial thought was like the hustle is real or whatever. That's not quite right. But it is really hard to live comfortably here. I will say that. So just a little bit on kind of how I've been here almost a year, which is crazy. And I think I said this in the last video that I'm hoping to do a full apartment video, how I decorated and everything for the 1-year anniversary of me moving to New York. So that's coming up. September 7th will be the day that I got off the plane here to live here. And then I think October 10th was the first day I lived in this apartment. Anyway, that being said, it is even more expensive than you think. If you know, you know, and if you don't live here, you can't even guess. I think in order to like live comfortably, like be able to go out to eat and pay your bills and maybe live alone or in a really nice apartment with roommates or something, you probably need to be making 6 figures. I'm sure there's different like actual stats and opinions on that, but that's kind of what I'm thinking. So, little story time. Also, happy fall, y'all. I am so ready for fall. It is still August. It's like August 26th, I think. Got my first pumpkin cold brew this morning. It's great. Hi, Shira. There's people buzzing to get in someone else's apartment, so she's barking at that. Anyway, yeah, so when I moved out here, I'm sure if you've been looking into moving to New York, you've probably looked at kind of the needs, the proof of income and things like that you need to show in order to get approved to get a lease in most buildings. I know there are exceptions to this, but the majority rule is to rent an apartment in New York City, particularly Manhattan, but I think pretty much all of the boroughs, you need to be making at least 40 times the rent. So what that math turns out like, just to make it really easy, for a $2,000 a month rent for an apartment, you need to be making at least $80,000 annually. So there are not a lot of apartments going for $2,000 or less, right? So I was very thankful when I moved out here that I had gotten a job offer, and I'm totally comfortable talking numbers with you guys. So I had gotten a job offer. I was going to start, and well, I did start after I moved here, making $95K a year plus potential bonuses. So it was still difficult with that offer letter, knowing that I was starting, knowing I was going to be making that much money. A lot of the apartments still wanted to see pay stubs. They wanted to see proof of income, not just like proposed income. So I was extremely lucky that my favorite apartment that I toured, which is this one, accepted it. But it took a lot of going back and forth. Like my broker had to vouch for me. I needed letters, that, you know, credit score, all of that stuff, like blood of your firstborn. Like they really want all your information, like an insane amount of information to apply. And I was hearing that there was like bidding wars over rentals. Thankfully, I didn't get into that, but like sometimes people are literally in bidding wars to rent an apartment. Like the rent will continually raise, and the property owners or managers can really go with the highest payer, which just sucks for those of us that are just trying to get by. So that being said, my apartment lease is $22.75 a month, which is ridiculous to me. Like, are you kidding? This is insane for my like less than 300 square foot studio apartment that I live in alone with now my little dog that I didn't have when I moved here. And for context, I moved from a pretty expensive part of California, San Luis Obispo, and my 3-bedroom house with a yard, our mortgage that I was building equity in this home was $1,900 a month. So it just blows my mind. And that's, you know, it does not include utilities. It does not include laundry. I do not have laundry in my unit. That's a luxury. What? I have laundry in the basement, but I have to pay to use that. So we try to minimize how much laundry we're doing. Anyway, so that was kind of the gist of that. And, you know, once I got over like major expenses, hi Shira, look at major expenses of like buying furniture and everything. Because if you're new here, I moved out here almost a year ago from California. I got a divorce, moved cross country, and I'm kind of starting my life from scratch. I don't like the sound of that. I'm starting from experience. Like I came in with, you know, 10 years of career experience. I had owned 2 homes with my ex-husband. So anyway, but I came out here with not a lot. I came with my personal items. I came with my office furniture and like 1 box of kitchen supplies. So I had to kind of refurnish this apartment, which like this bed and bedding, I got all on Amazon. Got some other pieces from like Facebook Marketplace and things like that. But anyway, so you know, financially I was doing pretty well. That was the most money I'd ever been making in a job prior to that. But like everything here is so expensive. It's expensive to go grocery shopping. It's expensive to eat out. It's expensive to go do things. However, like you don't need a car and you can walk most places. And initially my company was paying for my monthly unlimited Metro card. So getting around was really easy and free. So a lot was going for me. Well, in March, April, we'll say April, I got laid off from that job. And luckily was able to pretty quickly get another job that paid even more, and it was really exciting. And then I lost that job. And so now I have been on unemployment for a couple months and very quickly going through my savings to the point where I am so thankful. When I signed my lease, I got a free month of rent, which apparently was on the back end. And so September is going to be my free month, which could not have come at a better time because I literally didn't know how I was going to make rent next month. It is really, really important to have a couple months of living expenses saved up for exactly what I went through, right? And I've almost burned through that because it's been a couple months. So now I'm back looking for jobs. Obviously, again, if you've been following me for a while, you know I have my own business. I have been working on that and getting some clients and all that. However, this is a new part of my business. People don't, there's a lot of marketing that goes into that. There's a lot of upfront costs. I'm having to do these trips to go visit treatment centers, which is really fun and I like traveling. But for the most part, these trips aren't getting paid for. Like I'm having to shell out of pocket to go on these trips, whether it's flights, hotels, rental cars, meals, some or all of the above, depending on the trip and if anyone is sponsoring me coming out, which is pretty few and far between. I'm hoping that changes. And then, I started my New York PLLC, so there was a lot of stress and cost in starting up a business. I don't even know if I'm done with the process yet, to be honest. Like I have a legit business, but I think there's like another step I need to do still. And marketing costs and getting new business cards and all that kind of stuff. So all that being said, the money that I do have coming in from my few clients is going directly back into the business. I haven't been able to take anything home. So we're back to looking for at least part-time work. So that's, a stressor. And then amidst kind of figuring all this out and getting back from travel and wanting to hang out with people and, get out because it's like, well, today is kind of muggy again, but like the other day it was actually starting to feel brisk, like fall. I want to get outside. And I'm pretty sure I have COVID. I'm still testing negative. However, the person I've been spending time with has it. So I'm assuming that's what I have. So we're quarantining. I've been out with a mask to walk the dog and to grab some groceries today. But otherwise, it's been a couple days of pretty much hunkering down other than to like take her for a walk outside and wearing a mask in any public indoor spaces. So that puts a damper on things. Plus, I'm just exhausted because of being sick. So not a lot is getting done. So yeah, that's my life update, real talk there for you. So I'm hoping to get back to having some really fun content coming up in a little bit. As I alluded to in the last video, something coming up in about 2 weeks, just over 2 weeks. Shira, my dog, and I are going to be walking in the New York Fashion Week show, Breaking Free. I'm very excited. I found out yesterday the brand I'm walking for is called Raccoon Guts. I looked at their webpage. It looks really cool and edgy. That's fun, but I had to laugh so hard when I heard the name of that. Like Raccoon Guts, what a great brand name. It's hilarious. So getting ready for that. Very excited that, my first full year in New York City and I get to be in a New York Fashion Week show as a model. Like who gets to do that? And the thing I really love about this particular event, I guess, this fashion show is very inclusive. So, I'm not a size 0 and I am assuming like all of the people in this show, it's a variety of bodies, types, sizes, disabilities. I know some of the designers wanted clinicians, which I think is how I got into this one, because it is sponsoring, what am I looking for? Raising money for mental health scholarships in this show. So it's really cool. These designers are all having some sort of tie to mental health. So that's how I got involved with it. And I think it's going to be really cool. And as far as I know, Shira is still getting to walk with me. So they're going to design her some little outfit as well, because I had to send in both of our measurements. So it's going to be really cute. And it looks like as long as, you know, I'm careful not to get anyone like changing or whatever in the background, I will be able to bring you along backstage at that as well. So should be really fun. Also got just, you know, some other events and travel coming up this fall. So we'll have more things to do. And yeah, you all can come along for New York in the fall. I'm sure I'm going to be shooting more outdoor content as it starts cooling off, and I want to spend more time outside, and like there's more, I mean, there's always beautiful things in New York, don't get me wrong, but like the fall leaves and decor, and I know like Christmas decorations were so beautiful last year, so I'm going to be bringing you along for more of that stuff. Also, as I am just getting back into this vlogging thing, you know, I took a good chunk of time off. I used to do this a lot more. I would really love to know what videos you want to see of my life in New York City, of living alone in my 30s, like post-divorce, my work life, travel. What do you want to see? What topics do you want to learn more about? I do have another YouTube channel that I occasionally post more of my nutrition content on. So that one, if you want to check it out, I'll link it below as well, but it's Not Your Average Nutritionist. That was my former business name, so everything is under that. I have a lot of educational videos on eating disorders and like why fad diets don't work and different speaking engagements I've done. So definitely go check that out. This brand that I'm building now, my new business name, is the Broadway Dietitian Nutrition Consulting. And so I work with performing artists, theater performers, dancers, actors, musicians, comedians, whoever. If you're involved in theater life on stage or backstage and you want to be healthier, you have an eating disorder, disordered eating, I work with those clients, and I do a lot of weight inclusive health education for theater folks. So I'll do speaking engagements. I'm working on writing a book. I'm going to be doing some articles for Onstage blog. And then the other part of my business is the consulting piece of it. And I do eating disorder treatment consulting, helping clients get placed with the best fit of care for them everywhere, every level of care. So outpatient through inpatient and everything in between nationwide. So if you need any of those services, go ahead, check out my website, contact me. Do not contact me through YouTube if you're interested in any of my services, because I do not check this that often. But please shoot me an email or go through the contact form on my website, and I'll definitely get those. So yeah, I think we're gonna go ahead and wrap up hanging out with Shira for a bit. I think I'm gonna take a nap because I did not sleep well last night. My body is so achy from being sick. But while I had this burst of energy, I thought I'd talk to you. So hope you're having a really beautiful end of August, and I'll talk to you later.
Think I know what I want. Yeah, lay it